Hello, I'm Matthew from Ludovox.fr, and today I'm going to give you an overview of Neta Tanka. So Neta Tanka is a worker placement game for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, and it plays for around 90 minutes. So this game is about electing the next Neta Tanka, which is the uniter of clans in a tribe. So we are a clan in a tribe, and we try to have our own elected as the new Neta Tanka, and we are going to do that by having the most points at the end of the game. To gain points, we are going to get generosity points, also build up our tribe board by acquiring items, crafting them, nourishing our tribe, and building a totem pole and tents. So this is going to all add up in victory points, and you need to have the most of them. You are going to play a certain number of rounds, which is dependent on the number of players, and you are going to have 3 phases per round: the placement phase, the resolution phase, and the cleanup phase. During the first phase, the placement phase, starting with the first player, every player is going to place one of their nomads onto the board, onto one free spot. For example, I'm going to go there, another player is going to go there, another player is going to go there, and so on and so forth until all of the players' nomads have been placed on the board. During the second phase, starting with the first player, every player is going to perform all of the action of their nomads at once, but you have to sequence them well. Why sequence them? It's simply because sometimes you need a certain something to perform an action. So for example, if I want to perform this one, which is smoke meat, I may smoke the meat in the tanning section. The problem is I need wood to do that. It's written here, and I don't have wood. So I need to gather wood first. So for example, I'm going to go there, and I'm going to lay my pawn down, my nomad down, to indicate that I have activated this one. And I'm going to perform this action, which allows me to take 2 wood, but not from the general supply. I'm going to take it from the board, and this is something that is important in Neta Tanka. Most of the time, you're going to get resources from the board and not from the general supply, which enables certain actions to be performed, and which are altruistic actions. So for example, if people go to the forest, they are going to fill it up with mushrooms and wood. So I have done this one, and now I can smoke. So I'm going to remove one of those wood tokens and take 2 meat, which are smoked, and they go into my personal supply. So why would I do that? It's simply because I will be able to perform this action to feed my clan, which is going to give me victory points, or I can build tents, or I can go and craft some items. So I can perform a certain range of actions that require resources and that end up in giving me victory points. So also, I may perform altruistic actions as said before. For example, with this nomad, I'm going to flip one of those bisons. And this doesn't give me anything, but it's a generous action. So as it's a generous altruistic action, I'm going to get 1 generosity points, which is points at the end of the game. So this action allows a bison to be killed and transformed into meat here and skin, which are resources. Also, sometimes you have spots, which are very useful here. So the central spots are elders, and the elders allow you to take resources from the general supply, which is kind of important sometimes because some places get crowded really quickly, or they get emptied really quickly. So once I have performed all of my actions, it is next player's turn, and then next player's turn until all of the players have spent their actions. Attention, there is something a bit specific on the board. You may notice that there are pathways, and these pathways allow you to score extra resources if you can connect them with nomads of your color. So this allows for more combo, but also for some interaction. So for example, green might be really interested by those spots, by those bonuses, but orange has prevented that. So interaction. Once all of this is done, you move on to the third phase, the cleanup phase. So you're going to remove all of the nomads of the players and place them on their boards, except for the nomads which are here and there. Because there is a trail and the nomads are going to follow that trail and to be forced into an altruistic action on the next round. So you clean up all of the nomads, you also check that there is not too much meat here, you change the tile here, and you're going to move the turn marker, the round marker, and if it is the end of the game, well, it's the end of the game. You're going to score points onto a score pad. So you will score points for the tents that you have built through actions. You're going to measure the totem poles of all of the players, so you're going to erect a totem pole here, and the highest is going to take the most points on the podium, and subsequently, if you have a lesser totem pole, you're going to get less points. Also, the crafted items are going to give you points, but there is some set collection to give you extra points. The amount of food that you've poured into your clan is also important. You might have some personal objective, and also generosity counts as points. So you total all of those up, you sum them up, and this gives you your final score, and you need to have the highest to be elected as Neta Tanka and win the game. These are the basics of Neta Tanka. So this is a worker placement game that gives incentive to helping and doing altruistic actions, but sometimes you have to think about performing actions that benefit only to yourself. So now, bye-bye, and see you on LudoChrono.